My voice is sore today. I need some cough drops. Anybody got any cough drops out there? That time of the year where my voice just gets all messy. Allergies, sinus drainage, all of that stuff. We hope you guys are doing great tonight. Thank you for catching us on the replay. That's what you're doing. And as always, like, subscribe, share. Hit that PayPal button. We're still trying to get enough money to buy my wife a house. And if I get enough of it, maybe I'll buy your wife a house. You just never know. It was another nice spring day. Everything's blooming. Allergies are acting up a little bonkers today. We did have to get around and about today. I think we went outside today. Sometimes when you're old and broken down, getting out during the course of a day is a big achievement. Thank you all for being here. Thank you all for thumbs up. We got a whole bunch of people watching in the background. You guys don't be shy. Hit a thumbs up. Donate some money. The dancing girls will be here later. All the TikTok girls, all the naked girls, all the people that you guys want to see that's not here now will be here later. So don't be shy about that. Or maybe they won't be here later. You never know. Oh, it's fun in the neighborhood. Joey's in the house. I don't really know what I did today, Joey, to be honest. I went outside for something. Maybe I went and got the mail. I don't remember. I ran by the bank. I think my big adventure was going outside while it was warm enough. We did have cool weather here. Cloudy weather. Cool and cloudy weather. What did you do today, Joey? What did you do? Other than that, I don't know what I did, to be honest. I don't think I must have done anything important because I don't remember it, right? I don't think I must have done anything important. We seem to only remember the important things. So today must have not have been very important, Joey. But thank you for being here. Thank you for being here. I'm working on YouTube stuff, as always. You know, making videos. Swimming in a pool and going hiking. Nice. Hopefully it's an indoor pool or you're somewhere where it's nice and warm. Right now, if you were swimming in an outdoor pool in my part of the world, you wouldn't be happy. So, you wouldn't be a happy camper, my friend. Oops. There we go. You're in Arizona? All right. So it's warming up in Arizona. You know, Arizona gets pretty cold during the winter. You guys, well, depending on which part of Arizona you're in. But I know you guys, or at least the high country, can have some cold weather and your nights can be quite chilly. We've been in that part of the region during the night, even during the summer, and you had some cool nights. So, yeah, you know. Cool Dude is in the house saying hello, Cool Dude. Good to see you. Thank you for coming in. It's hot. Yeah, it's today we didn't get above 55 degrees here. And we had some pretty good winds off and on today because of the storm system that's been rolling through. But we're hoping Saturday's going to be the mid-70s. We're supposed to go to a tulip festival. Indiana, we got a lot of friends in Indiana. Sanders is in the house, my good friend. Father, is that you? Maybe. How are you, buddy? Haven't seen you in a while. How's everything going? I know your answer is I'm working hard because that's what you do. Now, we're glad you're here, Sanders. Thank you for the thumbs up, everybody. 85 in Arizona. Indiana's still cold and rainy. We got a lot of followers in Indiana. So, you guys in Indiana just love us. You just love us. How was it down in southern Texas today, Sanders? I know my brother's in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, and he's enjoying the weather there. It's only March, and he's already excited. So, our trees are pollinating here. We got everything in bloom. You know what's going on here? On my way home from the 9 and 5. I'm getting ready to post a sexy video, guys and girls, boys and girls. That's right, you heard it right. I'm entering the world of sexy videos. Me, yes. You guys are going to have to wait to see it. I can't tell you about it. Nisha's in the house. How are you? Nisha, good to see you. How's Nisha? What's going on in Nisha's world today? A little cool? Yeah, it was cool. It got cool today. We were down right at 30 during the night. Thank y'all for the thumbs up. Good, and you? Yeah, we're doing all right. Lorelei's at work. I'm at home, as always. I'm trying to make a better bed for my dog Lily to lay in the office with me when I'm in here. It's hot here. Yeah, I'm sure it is hot where you're at. You know, Lorelei just had her big birthday party. I don't know if you got to see any of that, but I know she was thinking of you. She got lots and lots of gifts. So many gifts. I thought they're all piled up on our kitchen table, and I'm worried about the kitchen table breaking. Cool Dude is asking, well, how many pets and animals do you own? Well, we have one wiener dog. We had two, but one died last year of heart failure. So we have one. How many do you have? Oh yeah, she opened them all. I mean, yeah, of course. Yeah. But they're still scattered all over the kitchen table. I'm worried about it collapsing, you know. Yours' name is Lucy. Thank you for that. Our dog that's living is called Lily. The one that passed away was Daisy. But I got a new bed in my office that I brought from the other room that I want Lily to. Cool Dude says, Lucy is getting up there in the years. Yeah, our Lily is 8 going on 9. But yeah, Nisha, she got a lot of stuff. She got a Louis Vuitton purse. She got 3 or 4 other purses from friends. Some stuff from a company called Prada, something like that. So my brother Johnny, when he called this week, he saw all the stuff on Facebook and said, my goodness gracious. You know, he's like, man, I should start having a birthday party if that's kind of stuff you get. And I told him, I said, yeah, but the sad thing is, it's kind of like Charles Sanders and I, my brother, if we had a birthday party, you know, we wouldn't get anything. So, but she had a really good party. Everybody behaved for the most part. We almost had a knockout, drag-out fight in the middle of the party. 2 girls were challenging their score on a game so they could figure out who was going to win the door prize. Because Lorelei had games structured, and the winner of the game always got a prize. So, good evening, Tim. How are you? So, there for a couple minutes, I thought I was going to have to get the steel cage out and put him in it and let him duke it out. So, Tim, how are you today? Man, my voice is a little rough today. All of the allergies, the trees are mid-blooming. You know, the Bradford pears are out. Everybody's saying hello to each other. I appreciate that. Appreciate the thumbs up. Thank you for saying that, cool dude. We appreciate everybody getting to know each other, saying hi, saying hello. And Tim does have a YouTube channel, and Charles Tate Sanders has a YouTube channel. So you guys are welcome to visit their channels. I'm working on a, Tim, I got the raw footage for my sexy man video today. So I just uploaded it to my desktop, and I'm going to be working on it over the next day or so. I had a migraine. Ouch. Yeah, Lorelai had one the other day too, but after the party. I think Sunday she had one, Saturday. But I think it was all the food and the chaos of the party. So Sunday she kind of wind up having one. But she does have that nose spray. She forgot to take it. Cool dude, hello to you. So what did I do today? I didn't do much. I worked on a video. I'm still trying to get the house cleaned back up from the big birthday party. So I'm still working on that. Still getting dishes put away, Tim, which I hate putting things away. And what I'm doing, a lot of the stuff, Tim, and you'll appreciate this, is I'm collecting all of the buffet type stuff that we use for parties, and I'm putting it in a big tub and putting it in Lorelai's office, and she can rearrange it the way she wants. So we've been doing that today. I think I sold something on Facebook Marketplace today. That was my big task. And so I did get out in public today, believe it or not, which is kind of a shock. I don't get outside much when the weather's kind of like this. Yeah, I think her doctor told her that too, that when you're having a migraine, kicking some caffeine, I guess it stimulates or opens up the blood flow or something and helps to, and we've been out of caffeine. I got to tell you, Tim. One, my Lipton brisk iced tea that I drink, I don't know what's going on, but it's not in the stores anymore. Sam's Clubs doesn't have it. Walmart's not carrying it. So I don't know, maybe there's maybe Iran bombed the Lipton tea ice factory, but there's no Lipton iced tea in the can. So I haven't been drinking my drink. So I've been drinking a little bit more water and more juice, which, is probably not good for me. And I'm really craving a Coke or a Pepsi, something with sugar and caffeine in it and all of that stuff. So I feel like especially because we did have soda at the party, but it's crappy soda. It's like Fanta. I don't know why she bought it, but she bought, so the kids liked it. I don't like it. Cool Dude says, this is my favorite type of live stream where they just talk and chill with the viewers. Well, that's good. I hope you subscribe because this is what our live streams are. 90% of our live streams are very similar to this, whether we're indoors or outdoors. If we're traveling and going and doing things. There are times that we do live streams, like the other day, my wife had a birthday party and there's a lot of people here. And I just set the live stream up and let it watch the party evolve over 5 hours. And people can come in and leave comments and do this and that. But it's more of a, watching the world go by type of stuff. I guess I did because there's none. I mean it. We went to 2 different Sam's. I was at 2 different Walmarts and they have none. Man, And when you get used to drinking something and then it goes away, you're kind of like, what do I do now? Man. Same, I don't like Fanta unless it's pineapple. Ugh. I tried a little bit of it. It was just so sweet. I mean, extremely sweet, and I don't like that. So, which is funny because I do like Pepsi, and I think Pepsi's really sweet. But I'm trying to. So Sunday we had no soda, no I mean Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday I'm dragging because I'm real tempted to just go to Walmart and buy some soda. But 2 liters of Coke are $3 to $3.20 now. A 2 liter is $3 plus where we live. I found one place that like Harps had it for $3.09. Walmart had it for $3 even. Honestly, I have a sweet tooth and I tried Go Peak Zero Sugar and it tastes pretty, yeah, I like that. I drink that. Once the weather warms up a little bit more and I will throw ice into my drinks, I will switch to just good old-fashioned Lipton iced tea. If I can't find the brisk Lipton tea in the can, I'll switch back to just good old-fashioned iced tea, No sugar in it is what I'll do. I drink a lot of that during the summer. I like it during the summer because I can put ice in it and it's a cold drink, so I like that. Let me remind everybody, thank you for a thumbs up. And if you're gonna help me get to 1 million views sometime, if you get a chance, go to my channel and click on my playlist called Shorts and just let that run. Would help me to give me a lot of views. I'm trying to get to 1 million views this year. I'd like to get to 1 million subscribers, but that's probably not gonna happen. But I can get to 1 million views. So that's my next big goal. Brisk tea is good. It's very good. That's my drink. But I drank it all. There is no more. I mean, I buy the big old 36 packs at Sam's Club and it lasts about 2 weeks. So about every 2 weeks we go to Sam's and I get another one. Well, they're not, it's gone. It's gone at Walmart too. But I like the brisk tea. I do like the lemon. I like lemonade really well. I'm a big lemonade fan. Today I'm drinking apple juice. And I'm drinking really good, nothing added apple juice. It's filtered, but there's nothing added. This is organic. It's expensive. It's like $8 for a liter. $8 for 2 liters. Very expensive apple juice. But it is the best apple juice I've ever had in the world. And it's just apple juice and water. I'm sure they have to dilute it. So today I'm drinking that because I don't have any soda to drink. And then of course I drink a lot of V8 juice, regular V8 juice. But I also like the V8 juice that's energy. It comes in a cylinder can. I have one of those every morning. Oh, man, but I miss my brisk Lipton tea. I can no longer say, this live stream is brought to you by brisk Lipton iced tea in the can. Now I have to say, this live stream is brought to you by nobody or nothing, because I have nothing. I have nothing. I have been studying mobility scooters a lot the last couple of days. I'm getting close to taking the financial plunge and buying a new mobility scooter. My wife is pushing one particular model she likes on me, but I'm still undecided. I'm still working at it. So I've been doing a lot of research the last couple of days because I'm trying to find a hybrid. I need 2 different types of scooters, an outdoor one that can really go outdoors, and then one for traveling. Traveling have to have the lithium-ion batteries in them. They also need to fold up. There are certain dimensions. So I'm looking hard to see if there's not a hybrid, but one that would fit well for traveling on cruise ships and airplanes and then one that would go outdoors and handle it. The one I currently have doesn't do either one very well. And now it's a few years old and it's been beat up pretty good. It's traveled the world. I can tell the batteries are getting weaker. Can I buy new batteries? Yes. It doesn't fit me right ergonomically. It never has. So I don't like it ergonomically. And I'm going to have to use it this weekend because we're going to a tulip festival. When I use it, it kills my back because it shoves my knees up into my chest. Well, and that's kind of the problem, Tim. I've actually looked, and here's the problem. It's kind of like Ford dealerships. Mobility scooter stores in person are only one brand. Or maybe they have a secondary brand, but they're like Pride Mobility Scooter dealers. So I've been looking for superstores, like somebody that would have multiple brands, and that's just not very common. Pride, or whoever manufactured Pride scooters, they make some other brands, but it's still like under the umbrella of Ford. So they don't have all these other brands at the stores. And there's really not a superstore around. The superstore that I saw, the only one I have found, is out in California. And I don't want to fly to California just to go to check them out. But I've been to a bunch of different stores, and usually 99% of the stores are like Ford dealerships. They're all Pride dealerships. So you're not going to find these other brands having their own stores. So that is kind of the problem, but exactly. I wish I could find easily to get you, and we've looked in Dallas, which is 5 hours, Tulsa, Branson, Springfield, Little Rock, all around us, Memphis. But nobody has a superstore like they do in California, where they have a whole bunch of different brands. They have an outdoor area where you can try them in dirt and grass, on hills. You know, you can really take them and figure out what you like and what you want. So, kind of the bummer. So you kind of got to go on your gut, your knowledge, and see what you can figure out. And I mean, if I had it my way, I would just buy two of them. One folding scooter that's really designed for airports, airplanes, and cruise ships. You could use it at Walmart on smooth concrete. But that one's not going, and they fold up easily. They're easily to carry. The batteries are airline approved. You know, they don't take up much more space than a carry-on luggage. But I'm not going to be able to go fishing in that one. I'm not going to be able to go to a park and run around in the grass or drag the dog around in her wagon in that one. They're just not designed for that type of stuff. But I'm looking for some of that, and I found a couple that aren't designed for that, but they have bigger, better wheels on it. But then you also got to look at the motor side. It's crazy, man. It's like buying I don't know, it's worse than buying a car, you know? Because they're a lot of money, right? So you got to make a wise choice. Now, a lot of these you can return within so long. So I did think about ordering them, bringing them in, you know, and like maybe get 2 or 3 of them on a credit card, have them shipped in, try them out here at my house, and then ship the ones back. You know, have my own little superstore here. Oh man, that's good apple juice. Did you see the 2 men that tried hanging a tusk at the Hilltop Museum in Branson? They broke it? I did not. Let me Google that, because we spend a lot of time in Branson since it's so close. The dog in my profile picture, her name is Kiki. Nice. And she's our only dog. She looks like she's getting a little old there. Oh my goodness, she's like a big buffalo. That's funny. I'm going to Google that. Hanging a Branson to, let me just copy and paste. Because we go to Branson quite a bit. I've done a bunch of live streams from Branson. Woo! All right, I got an article about it, Tim. Let me see. Oh my goodness. And I've been here. Top of the Rock is an awesome place. We were there for Christmas, the Top of the Rock. Oh, I'm looking at their mugshots. They look like they're crying. 2 men face charges after they broke a $200,000 woolly mammoth tusk. Apparently it shatters at the Top of the Rock Museum near Branson, Missouri. I've been to that museum. It's a cool museum. Top of the Rock's really cool. It's expensive to stay at, but I'm trying to find more information about it. But we've been there. That's where we went up for the Christmas show. And let me see if there's a little bit more about it here. They're both from California. No wonder. Californians just can't leave things alone. Felony charges. Ah! So they were trying to swing from it like monkeys or something. Brett Howard and Todd Avito, born in 1977. Probable cause statement says that one encouraged the other to grab the tusk of the woolly mammoth falcon on display. Because you know who owns that, right? Jimmy Johnson. Top of the Rock, that museum is all owned by Bass Pro Shops and Cabela's. The guy that owns Jimmy Morris. The guy that owns Bass Pro Shops, he owns the Top of the Rock. That's all one of his properties. And he's worth, lots. Oh my God. So they jumped up and they tried to hang from it. The cables broke. It hit the ground and shattered into pieces. After seeing the damage, a witness said that he tried to make contact with the men, but they ran out the door. He later found them outside, brought them back in the store, and notified security. The sheriff's office arrested them. They were both arrested and released on $15,000 bond. Those men will fit nicely into prison. That's right. And you had to know they're from California. I mean, but come on. I mean, how, look, they were born in 1977, so that puts them in their 40s. So are you still stupid in your 40s that you're going to not have respect for something that's not your property when you're in your 40s? Come on. I mean, if they were from the country, I would say they're probably drunk rednecks, but they're not. They're from California. So what does that make them? So they had to post $15,000 bonds to get out. They probably went to California home and cried. They got their pictures. But yeah, Johnny Morris owns that. He owns all the Cabela's, all the Bass Pro Shops, along with a number of other resorts throughout the country. No pictures of it, though. I don't see any pictures. But we've actually been to that museum. It's a cool museum. And they don't even, If you buy the ticket to get into the park, to get into the place, you don't even have to pay for the museum. It's all part of it. Man, I tell you what. Just when you think civilization was getting better, I wonder if they got insurance. I wonder if they can claim homeowners insurance or something. How are they going to get $200,000? Maybe they need to mortgage their house or sell their California house and move to Mississippi and or something, man. Can you imagine that? That's just crazy. Oh, I need to look up that stupid tulip festival. So here's my dilemma. So here's my dilemma, or my question. Tulips. So we've got tickets, and we're going to a tulip festival this weekend. Oh, interesting. And it looks like my scooter should be able to make it if it ain't too muddy. They got a little choo-choo train that drives around the big field. But here's the thing I found interesting, because I did some reading on it today, because I've never heard of this place. They have a photography policy, and here it is, because I Googled it today. And here's kind of my dilemma. Professional photography and videoing policy, because I planned on making a video at the Tulip Festival. Do it like Desi's in the house. Hello, how are you, young lady? Good to see ya. What's going on? Everybody say hello to our friend Desi. So this Tulip Festival, it is on private ground, so it's not like a farmer's market in a city square, which is public property. You can do whatever you want. You know, they can't stop you. But this is a private farm, and they have a professional photography policy. And so I'm gonna do what they say, but my question kind of came up is, they say a professional photographer is anybody who's shooting people, animals, nature, or our farm, and receiving any type of compensation such as money, trades, goods, services, or others. Well, we only have a little YouTube channel. Cool Dude says hello to you, Desi. Thank you for doing that. We appreciate everybody saying hi and giving us a thumbs up. So I don't know if my little YouTube channel and our Facebook stuff qualifies as professional photography or not, but I'm going to ask them because it's only the right thing to do. They go on to say that, photographers shooting sessions, which means somebody who's trying to take, professional photograph, real professional, is limited to 2 hours. They have to follow guidelines such as not to photograph people or assistants, no nudity, no bad things. You have to check in. Photographers must check in, register, and pay the administration fee, which we've done. I got to double check whether I got to pay them more. They'll give you a photographer's identification band, and they say here's the key. Photographers without a farm band will be asked to leave the property. Photographers may not ask our customers to move to accommodate their photography, which I like that. So, I'm going to ask when we get there, but my big question is, you think I would be considered professional photography under their rules? Miss Avocado, the queen of the avocados. Hello. Had my doctor's appointment today. Good. Baby and I are doing well, outstanding. They took my vitals. They gave me an ultrasound, weighed and measured her, nice. Then they had me do 30-minute, holy shit, 30 minutes? I couldn't do 30 minutes if I tried. EKG on my chest for the baby, nice. Nice. Tim says, hello to you, Jamie, good to see you. You got to do it every week for the next 6 or 7 weeks, nice. Remember, we are doing your baby shower April the 3rd, Friday, April the 3rd. Hi, Ed Tim. Wow, that's a lot of rules. Well, it is a lot of rules. And so basically, so if you're there to like to shoot their flowers, they're only going to allow you 2 hours. You do got to pay to get into the park, which I think we've already done. You got to park out in the parking lot. You can't park anywhere closer. Oh, it says here, photographers may not advertise on their social media, which I'm not going to. They do say, there's some more rules. They also say that McGraw Farms reserves all rights to ask you to move, alter your setup, or leave the area if you're being disruptive. They also want you to reference them and all of your stuff. So you have to give them credit for where you're at. You have to identify where the photographs come from or the videos. No vulgarity, no nudity. Published photos should credit McGraw Farms, blah, 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 which we do on our videos anyway, anywhere we go. Rivercrest Orchard welcomes your photo submissions with the assumed permission for the farm to use pictures. So if I send them my pictures and videos, then I give them the right to use it. So there you go. Yes. April the 3rd is Jamie's live baby shower. Right here on StreamYard, we're doing a baby shower April the 3rd. I'm excited. PAC, you'll be able to make $10 from the video. The fees would, the ticket was $16 to get in. Lorelai and I both got to pay 16 bucks. And that's kind of what I don't know, Tim. Since I'm going to take pictures, I got to pay more money. But yeah, I probably won't make 10 bucks from it. But then I wonder, I kind of wonder how they, because what if you're, I don't know, a Facebook I don't know how they do that. But I don't want to be kicked out, so I'm going to ask them about it when I get there, and see to make sure that, they don't boot me out and have me arrested. Cool Dude says, congratulations to you, Miss Avocado. Yes. Yes, thank you very much. Very cool. I think they are being pretty intense. I agree. It's a little harsh, meaning, I guess I don't know what their logic behind it is, and we don't know what happened to them, right? So maybe there is a point in time where some bad photography got out there and it had their, what do you call that, metadata and or their logo in it. And they had to go, oh my God, we do not approve of naked people in the tulips. Because, you do have a lot of weird people thinking about running naked in tulips. I don't know why that's a thing. So maybe they had to stop all of that. I don't know, Desi, but you do a lot of, stuff, so. My neighbor called me. I have a job lined up there. I have the baby too. Nice. The boss said, whenever you're ready, so I'll be working for a cleaning company at state buildings up the road. Oh, nice. Nice. Those are usually pretty decent jobs. They're not usually horribly dirty, messy. I taught college for 25 years, and I knew our janitorial staff, not only the people that worked for the college, but the third-party company quite well. Monday through Fridays, weekends off, but it's right up the road. Congratulations, Jamie. Well, that's kind of what I mean. You know, Desi, I wonder if you could get away with those smart glasses that record. Well, the funny thing about that is now everybody knows that's what smart glasses do, right? When you see these two dots. But exactly, it's kind of like, I don't know if they're really meaning professional photographers that come in and try to make art to sell, or they're meaning YouTubers or families that come in and take videos of their kids. You know, surely they're not going to regulate families that put stuff on their Facebook page. That wouldn't make any sense because that would be bad advertising, right? You would want mom and dad to advertise your place for a good place for your kids, for the kids to come. I got a feeling, and I don't know, but we're going to find out when I go there on Saturday, because I'm going to be the professional that I am, and I'm going to say, hey, I have a small YouTube channel and we put stuff on Facebook. So do I need to register to be a professional? And find out what they gotta say. Jamie, that's great, Tim says. Looks like Desi had to delete a message. All right, staying off the grid is a little troll. I'm just gonna, I love to talk about trolls. And Desi, thank you for beating them about the head in the face with that. But basically what staying off the grid is said gay, bearded, homosexual. So apparently staying off the edge has a problem with gay people. So he must be a gay basher. Now, he probably hates gay people because he truly himself is gay. What I have found, because I use everything as a teaching moment, what I have found, most people that hate somebody else is just jealous of them, or they wish they could be them. So people that are gay bashers, right? Well, they're really gay themselves. And that's okay on this channel. We accept everybody. So you don't have to hide in the background just because of who you sleep with on this channel, all right? Tony says, yep, that's smart. Can you please address the controversy? What controversy is that? Involving you, me, siding with Iran in the war, pledging allegiance to Supreme Leader. This is worrying, so could you please clarify what you meant? I think you have me confused with somebody else, but I'm happy to talk about politics. Politics doesn't scare me. It doesn't bother me. If you don't like my politics, I don't care. You know what I mean? But, if you truly believe that a red-blooded American, good-looking, handsome man as myself would side with Iran, then maybe you have psychological issues? I don't know. So, but I actually think, I will tell you this because, and I've said this before, many times in the many thousands of years that I've been an internet superstar, that I believe in total annihilation. If somebody makes you mad, annihilate them. Blow them out of the water or the land. Make sure they can never do anything again. Total annihilation. You got to go get the Star Trek Enterprise and do some laser beaming. Get them to do I can't remember what they used to call their stupid weapons. But Tony, I feel bad for you. All right. So maybe that's where Tony's thinking. It's kind of like one of those things when you try to troll somebody about a topic like that, maybe he's the one that really has mixed feelings. I don't know. Ken is in the house. Hello to you, Ken. Running late tonight. Hello to everybody. Hiya, Ken. Good to see you. Hello, host. That's me, by the way. Ken, I worked on my sexy video today. That's going to be coming out hopefully this week. I got to do editing on it tomorrow or late tonight, but probably tomorrow. So I got a hot, sexy video for all the women out there and some guys, I guess, depending on what your preference is, whatever your name was. I already forgot your name. staying off the grids, and, staying off the grid likes boys, which is okay. So maybe even some of you people that like boys would like my sexy video coming out. Oh, I saw the birthday party. They had so much fun. Oh my, yeah, oh God. They always have a blast at our parties. David never does. That's me. But, but the women folk go crazy. They have a great time. Lorelai, my wife, has a good time being a party host. So part of my job is I do try to stay out of the way as much as possible and just let them do their thing is what I do. I try really hard to make sure all the guests are comfortable, if they need anything, but other than that, I kind of just let the girls do what the girls do. But Filipinas love karaoke. They all think they can sing like Lady, or what's that name? Adele. They all think they can sing like Adele. And maybe 1 out of 1,000 can sing like Ronald McDonald, you know what I mean? Some good singers, you like their singing? I hid in the garage. But yeah, they had a good time. They liked playing the games. I hope you saw the part where we had 2 of them almost come to death blows over who won one of the games. Because 2 of the girls, I guess they thought they tied and one thought the other cheated. And so there for a couple minutes, I thought I was going to have to get the steel cage out and have a death match. Put the 2 ladies in the steel cage and let them go at it to see who won, but they figured it out. We'll be listening while setting up for my live stream coming up in a little while. Outstanding, kid. Yeah, so it's kind of funny, right? And I don't know if it's because the prize they were getting was cool or because they just wanted to argue with each other. I don't know. Now, granted, the blonde-headed girl, her actual name is Friendly. She's a very nice lady. They're both very nice ladies, to be honest. But she worked in the kitchen all night long taking care of things, which I greatly appreciate. But she did have a little bit of rum and coke all night long, or maybe a whole lot of rum and coke. So that could have been a factor. But they had a good time. I hope you got to see some of the food that we had. The sad thing about the food was there was, at least 5 or 6 dishes that I forgot to cook and to put out. And we still had boatloads of food, boatloads and boatloads and boatloads of foods. But I kind of forgot several different dishes, which turned out okay because we didn't need them, luckily, and it would have just been hard work for me. But yes, yeah. And I almost forgot the ribs. I almost lost the ribs. We always cook ribs at this house. And I had so many things going on. I ran out of counter space. All the ribs were done, and I cut them up individually, right? And I stacked them in a big steam table pan. And I put them in the oven for safekeeping because I had nowhere else to put them. Well, we forgot to put them on the buffet table until my wife was looking for, we always give our dog Lily a rib, right? And she went to go get a rib and she asked me, well, where are the ribs? Did somebody eat them all already? And I'm like, oh, crap. I forgot to pull the ribs out of the oven. So we had to pull them out of the oven and then they devoured the ribs. Miss Avocado saying hello to you, Ken. Good to see you tonight. And then, of course, we had a bunch of specialty breads from California. Our friend James Robinson shipped us a whole bunch of Filipino specialty breads, freshly baked at a bakery in California. The ladies loved them. They ate them all. I mean, they scarfed them like there's no tomorrow. So we did save some back and gave a few packs away to friends because we had plenty to give away. But man, those ladies kept eating those Filipino breads like there's no tomorrow. I was like, woo, got me some bread, And they're kind of a semi-sweet bread. Usually coconut or ubi flavored. So yeah, it was a great birthday party for her. Everybody wore their blue dresses and, wore blue. So we didn't have any drama. But I will say this. all the people that came were particularly invited. We usually we do a couple of parties every year. We do a big Halloween party, which we kind of open up to the general community. And we're opening up Jamie. We're having a baby shower for Jamie April the 3rd. Desi, you'll have to check us out. So Miss Avocado is having a baby, and we're going to do a live stream through StreamYard right here and do a baby shower for her. But we do a Halloween party, which we invite everybody. We do a tropical shirt party every year, a tropical clothing party every summer. We don't invite everybody, but we do invite a lot of people. This party, Lorelai just kind of focused on a smaller group of people to invite, which I told her was better. I told her I thought it was better to have for her birthday a smaller group of people, but a better quality party versus 50 people, 60 people, have 30, 35, and you'll have a better party. So all the people that came, we like, and they behaved pretty well. So that's kind of what we did this time. But like the Halloween party is usually a free-for-all, so that's kind of what we do with some of the parties. And which, during the winter, it's hard to have a party in this part of the country because it's cold out. During the summer, when we have our big tropical party, we set up out back. Cool Dude says, hey, PAC, what do you prefer, meatloaf? Meatloaf or steak? Well, let me tell you this. One, I love meatloaf. Bat out of hell, Meatloaf has some of the greatest music ever made in the world. You just can't beat Meatloaf. There's nobody better than Meatloaf. But if you're talking about the food versus steak, I'm not a big steak eater. I love meatloaf. I love good homemade meatloaf. I love it, love it, love it, love it. I would take meatloaf over steak any day of the week. Any day of the week. I love meatloaf. Now, it has to be good meatloaf. It can't be just weird stuff made into looking like meatloaf. It has to have vegetables in it and, some good breadcrumbs and egg and, it needs to be made right. But I love meatloaf. Yep, I got you. You got it. So, I love meatloaf. Woohoo! The funny thing is, I was watching TV late last night. There's a new series out there called Will Trent. It's not a new series. It's 2 or 3 years old. It's on its 4th season. Will Trent is about a dyslexic cop in Atlanta. And Meatloaf was part of the whole storyline last night because supposedly one of his friends stole the urn with Meatloaf's ashes in it, and they were chasing it down and all of this, and then it got broke and the ashes went everywhere, and there happened to be a great big diamond in it. So it really wasn't Meatloaf stuff after all. It was all fake, blah, blah, blah. So Meatloaf was a running topic in Will Trent last night, the musician. So sadly, they didn't play any of his music, What is it? Dashboard by the Paradise Lights? Woo! If you grew up in the 80s, Meatloaf. But I like Meatloaf. Boston, REO, Speedwagon. I love Neil Diamond. I'm a big Neil Diamond fan. Does anybody know who Neil Diamond is? He's one of my favorite artists of all time also. I like Neil Diamond. I do indeed. So, Cool Dude, which do you prefer? Steak or meatloaf? Meatloaf is just pre-chewed steak. Good for people with bad teeth. There you go, Tim. I remember when I was a young person, one of my jobs in high school, I was a dietary cook at a nursing home. And I became the afternoon lead cook because I could read. And nobody else wanted it. So as 18, 17 years old, I was the lead night cook at a nursing home. And I thought it was interesting because I always flash back to the ground up meat. We had to take, when we had hamburgers, by state regulations, I had to take the hamburger and grind it up, and then take the bread and grind it up, and make a ground hamburger. You know, I had to puree the bread and turn it into liquids, but the hamburger patty all had to be done. You had to add milk to the hamburger. You know, the gross. Meatloaf all the way. Now the real question is, if you're going to have meatloaf, are you having cornbread or are you having biscuits? Are you having mashed potatoes with white gravy or brown gravy? Just saying. Do you like the ketchup on top of your meatloaf? I don't really care about the ketchup. I can do meatloaf without it or with it. It doesn't bother me either way. I usually put ketchup on the plate. So, you know, depends on the mood, it does. I am a potato pig. You can look at me and tell that I like potatoes. You know, fat old white guys usually like potatoes. You know, we're all German or come from that part of the world, right? So instead of rice, like my wife, you know, like mashed potatoes, brown gravy, white gravy. I like gravy, you know. I can just have gravy. Cornbread, then if I am feeling like gravy, then brown gravy, right? You can eat rice every day, does he? Can you? My wife does. I can't. I do like things like rice pilaf, broccoli and rice casserole, you know, rice and soups. But just to eat a big scoop of rice, not my thing. Not my thing at all. At all. Your stepfather is Japanese, all right, well, then you probably grew up with it and you're used to it, right? You know, I just can't do it. I make rice every day for my wife, and since she's the only one that eats it, I have a small, really small rice cooker versus a big one, because we waste a lot of rice. We try to save it and make fried rice. I love fried rice. But I make 1 cup of rice a day for her, and that usually gets her through the day. But with gravy or stir fry, I like it in stir fry. Now, I do like rice and gravy. There's one thing my wife freaked out about was when she came to America, and in the beginning, I was trying to eat rice with her, and I would always have like brown gravy, and I would pour the brown gravy over the rice, you know? You're like, what in the hell are you doing with that rice? Cool Dude says, I'm usually a big flavor person, but man, if you give me just plain white rice, I would down it in 30 seconds. Really? Wow. Meatloaf, no gravy for Tim. Ketchup on the side, also mashed potatoes or potato salad. Absolutely. Tim, when I go to American-style restaurants like Cracker Barrel, which I don't go to anymore, because I would order the meatloaf with the mashed potatoes and the potato salad. I don't think you could ever have enough potatoes. Give me potato salad, mashed potatoes, scallop potatoes, a baked potato, and I'm good. You know, Pat says hello to you, Desi. Good to see you, young lady. Hello, Patrick, to you. Pat, I must miss you coming in. Pat says good evening to everybody. I like potatoes. And I like potato salad from all kinds of, as long as it doesn't have really big slimy onions in it, I'm really good. I like potato salad. But potatoes, just give me potatoes. Lorelai doesn't understand it, but there are times that I just make mashed potatoes and gravy, and that's what I eat for a day or two. Pat says, good to see you, Brother David, and Tim, and everybody else in the house. Thank you for the Pat. How are you doing? Pat, I think Pat Cool Dude is from your state. I think he's up there where you are. I've not had German potato salad in years. I love German potato salad. It's warm. I really do like the warm potato salad a little bit better than cold potato salad. And I mean potato salad that's supposed to be warm, not potato salad that's been sitting out on the counter for 4 hours. I mean stuff that's supposed to be warm. Good, doing good, nice. Hello, Patrick. How are you? You're doing all right? Nice, nice, nice. Pat, I was working on my sexy video. I'm making a video of me being all sexy today. It's going to go on the internet real soon. I'm going to become a sexy superstar, internet superstar. So there you go. But I like scallop potatoes, Lyonese potatoes, if that's how you say that word. I can't remember. I haven't had it in years. Scallop potatoes, Lyonese potatoes, man, potatoes. Potato soup. And potato pancakes. Try to say that really fast. Twice baked, yes. I really like twice baked beans. I like to take good quality baked beans, bake them, and then do it again. I like to rebake baked beans, like Bush's baked beans, you know, one of those type of dishes. You bake them and then you rebake them the next day. Oh, I like that. Twice bake. My wife says I'm twice baked sometimes. Pat says, hello to you, kid. Yes, potato pancakes. Yes, my grandmother, who was Germanish or German, when I was a little kid, she used to make I can't say that, potato pancakes. And you can buy potato pancake mix or make them yourself. They're not hard. But we used to have them as kids, potato pancakes. Those are delicious, they are. And especially if you put a little bit of like onion in it, you know, scallions or something. It's, you know, it's kind of like mashed potatoes. A lot of people don't realize that you can do a lot with mashed potatoes. I like to put provolone cheese and diced green onions and mashed potatoes, right? Or chives. You can add to mashed potatoes and really bring out some great flavors. Jamie is in the house. Pat, Jamie had to go to the doctor today. The doctor gave her a big thumbs up after making her walk 30 minutes on a treadmill. And remember, Pat, April the 3rd, we're doing Jamie's baby shower. Now that my wife's party's over, I can focus on that. So right on. Pat's a good cook, Desi. Desi has a cooking channel that's pretty good, Pat, if you haven't checked her out. But I like potato soup. I'm a big potato soup guy. Did I ever mention to you guys that I actually like potatoes? Fried potatoes? I just remember that when we eat meatloaf, we like to make cube potatoes, like with a decent amount of crisp. Yeah, I like fried potatoes like old people, like old Southern people make fried potatoes. I like those. The other thing I really like is if you take potatoes and you chop them up and then you season them like kind of like with a powdered ranch seasoning or something. You can make your own and then you bake them. And they come out in small chunks and they have a good flavor to them. I like those. Ah, thanks, babes. Yes, I've seen Desi's cooking. She's amazing. Yes. Much welcome. Yes. Pat's a good guy. Pat's a good guy. I do like fried potatoes, but I try to cut down on the grease. But you got to be able to make fried potatoes the right way. You know, you need some old woman who's been making them for 30,000 years and she's got some leftover bacon grease and a big old cast iron skillet. You know, that's what you need. You got a meatloaf on there too? Nice. I like meatloaf. My wife hates meatloaf. I like meatloaf. Man, I like it. When we used to go to Cracker Barrel, but now we don't go to Cracker Barrel anymore. I used to get their meatloaf, and it's average. Smothered potatoes, yes, yes. Potato hash browns. I like here's what I like, and I miss it. Because one, my wife works the night shift, so she doesn't get up early. And two, she really doesn't like American breakfast. But here's what I like. One of my favorite dishes in the entire world is to go somewhere like a mom and pop IHOP, you know. Order hash browns. Get the sausage white gravy, put it on top of the hash browns, and either just have a biscuit on the side, which is good, and or a very soft egg, fried egg on top, and you mix it all in. Oh man. But I don't get to go out and eat breakfast, and I don't know anybody, I don't have any male friends that like to take me anywhere or want to go anywhere with me in public. So I don't have anybody to go eat breakfast with in the mornings once in a while. How we do it is you just cut it up like 1 to 3 potatoes and just put a little salt and oil. Yep. Tin foil. Yeah, exactly. We've made those. Yep. And you can also just bake them. Put them on a baking sheet and get them nice and crisp and cube them up. I do like the little bitty baby potatoes. Tim says roast beef hash. Roast beef hash or corned beef hash? I don't know if I've had roast beef hash. I like corned beef hash, especially if it's good quality. Eat with us on live. Yes. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, take you guys out for breakfast one morning. You know, but I like that. I love biscuit and sausage biscuit and gravy and hash brown, but I want to put the gravy on top of the hash browns. And then throw a little bit of ketchup with it or salsa. Can do both? Okay, I love corned beef hash. I do. I've never had roast beef hash, I don't think. But corned beef hash, my German grandmother would make it. Now also she made a big old side of sauerkraut, which I think is disgusting. And she would make that sauerkraut and wieners crap, which I would never touch. And then they would make a lot of vinegar dishes, which I would never touch. But corned beef and hash is good. I like it with an egg. They do it in the Philippines with an egg, right, Tim? How they like to throw the egg on top of the corned beef and hash. That's so. You like a good Reuben? See, I can't do the sauerkraut. I can't do sauerkraut. I've only just recently been able to, in the last 10 years, because my wife makes me, I've only recently been able to eat boiled cabbage. I like coleslaw. A good, fresh coleslaw I can do. Boiled cabbage, my wife makes me eat, which I've gotten used to. I'm not saying I like it. But sauerkraut, I can't do. So Reubens are out, but I like, if you take all the other stuff off the Reuben and throw some cheese on it, I'm all right, you know. I like the meat. I like Vietnamese sandwiches. Try fried cabbage with, man, that one's going to be a tough one for me. With onions and bacon, yeah. Now, I do like liver and onions, a traditional liver and onions. I don't eat the onions, I throw them aside. But I like the liver really well in a good onion and liver gravy mix. But what I also like to do with that is to put some mushrooms in it. So you have liver with mushrooms and onions. I like that. Pat likes Reubens also. I just can't do it, man. That reminds me, I need to get ready to get a Reuben on Monday. All right. Desi's thinking, that's interesting. But if you like liver and onions, throw mushrooms in it. Add some mushrooms to it. You'll like it. I mean, it's good. I just don't eat the onions. But I love liver. You know, which I know a lot of people don't like liver, right? But my wife and I like liver. Now, she made some blood soup. I don't know if you got to see that, Desi, being a chef that you are. But we did have some dinagon, which is a Filipino blood soup. It's not horrible, but I'm not eating it. And you make it with liver paste and real blood, and you cook it down and throw a bunch of other crap in it. David's not eating it. But they really like it. It's an acquired taste. Liver is? Yeah, I like liver sandwiches. Now, my dad, you know, maybe liver was really cheap growing up because we were dirt poor. And we ate a lot of liver, fried liver in the skillet, right? Just a little one of those skillets. Remember those that you plugged in and have a knob on it? Electric skillet. We had liver there a lot, and later we would put it on a piece of bread and eat it like a sandwich. So, Jamie's back in the house saying, I am here, look at me. I don't like the blood soup. Yeah, I don't. Dinagon. Yeah, I'm not eating that shit either. Now, the funny thing was mushrooms can make everything. I love mushrooms, Tim. I gotta admit, I'm a mushroom pizza. I like mushrooms on pizzas, and salads are great. Fresh mushrooms in a green salad. Isn't that called chocolate meat? Maybe, maybe. I don't know if there's any meat in that. It's loaded in iron, I know that. And I actually have to take iron supplements because my body doesn't absorb iron anymore due to my vampire disease. But yeah, no. Mushrooms are good. I like mushrooms. Unbothered. Jamie says, hiya, Pat. Sorry, I've been busy. I've been getting the baby ready for bed. My baby is more important than you, Patrick. Yeah, it's called something. It's called stinky poo-poo at my house. You know, blood meat. Yeah. I mean, that's what it is, Ken. It's what it is. It's just Dinagon. I think if I'm pronouncing it right, from the Philippines. They like it, you know. It's a delicacy. I don't think my dog won't even eat it, but she might if she's starving, but I'm not a big fan of it. 9:32 p.m. right now. I am going to go to sleep. Goodbye, PAC. Well, cool, dude. Thank you for coming in. We appreciate you. Thank you for liking, subscribing, and sharing to the channel. We're always appreciative of that. Remember, if you get a chance, go watch my playlist called Shorts. It will help me get to 1 million views. Desi says, good night, sweet good night to you. Jamie, the trailer is my photos. Cool dude, good night from Tim. So yeah, we, I don't know. I was going to make some fried ham steak today, but I didn't do it. We eat a lot of fish. I like fish. I'm a big fish person. But the girls had plenty of food, a lot of good food. You know, they took home a lot of good food. We had a lot of good desserts, a lot of breads from California. So for the party, you know, it went really well. During the summer months when we have our big tropical shirt party, which all of you guys are welcome to come to, we will cook a whole lot more ribs yet again. I'll do hamburgers and hot dogs. We'll do, oh, they also had adobo this weekend. They had pork adobo and chicken adobo both. So Lorelai had a lot of pork. What else did we do? We did buy more Guinness beer and Heineken beer. We only believe in having good quality alcohol in this house, even though we don't drink much. If you're gonna drink, you might as well have good quality. It's kind of like food. The older you get, what happens is we want better quality food, right? We don't want McDonald's. We prefer better quality. So we eat McDonald's when we have to. I also, yes, liverwurst sandwiches. Yeah, I bought some of that about a year ago. Lorelai won't touch it. Lily likes it. My dog Lily likes it. Daisy liked it too. I like liverwurst. I like making a sandwich out of it. And what I, you know, as a kid, we just ate it on that cheap Miracle white bread. But as an adult, I like to put it on rye bread, toasted rye bread. You know, I fancy it up a little bit better. Pat likes it. Yes, I like it. I like it. I like it too, Patrick. Bratwurst, liverwurst, can't, you know, what else is worst? You know, there's a, the marble rye. Does it? You like the marble rye? I like the marble rye too, but I like the Jewish rye. And then there's also what they call, I guess, the New York rye. I think my favorite is the Jewish rye, but I like it toasted. What the hell's going on outside? Somebody's, what? Is my neighbor getting a live-in partner? is in the house. Too bad I can't get it here. I can ship you some, Tim. Can you get it in Canada when you go back for a visit there? That's weird. I thought there was something weird going on at my neighbor's house recently. I wonder if she died. And the sun is, it looks like the sun is moving in full time. Maybe she's getting old. I don't know. Are you in the Philippines? I am currently in the United States. So no, Tim is in the Philippines currently. The rest of us are here in the United States. I've lived in the Philippines, been there many of times. Tim actually lives there now and has lived there for a long time. So if you have questions about the Philippines, we can talk about it, answer your questions, help you out with it, all you like. Beefsteak rye bread, yes. Let's see, looks like a cool, cheap place to check out. The Philippines? Well, I think it depends on what you compare it to. If you like, it's cheaper than America, but it's not as cheap as it was. And what you got to realize when you go to places like the Philippines, if you only live on $1,000 a month in America, well, you still only have $1,000 in the Philippines. The women are great. You know, a lot of men like the women. I'm in the Philippines, Tim. That's right. Tim has been there a good many years. Yes. Never been out of America? Well, I encourage you to do so. Take a cruise. Why don't you get your feet wet by going on a cruise? We love cruises, and I wish I could afford one. I want to go on one really bad this year. Maybe if I can, curl my channel enough, I can afford one. But Tim is right, and that's kind of where I was going. The Philippines isn't as cheap as you think it is. It looks and seems a lot cheaper than it really, really is. And Tim and I both know this as a fact, not guesswork. But if you want to go out of the country, I tell you what, pick a cruise. Go out of, I don't know what part of the country you live in. If you're in Texas, go out of Galveston. If you're in Florida, you got 3 or 4 ports, the Carolinas, New York. Go on a cruise and get a feel for other countries, and it will give you a travel bug. It just will. But I don't want to disencourage you about the Philippines. If you're looking for a wife, they make great wives. They're very family friendly. They want family. They believe in families, which is a good thing. They can be a little hard-headed, a little dramatic, a little bit of pain in my ass. But, overall, they're worth it. Fry rice every day, baby. Yes, they do eat rice every day. Rice is life in the Philippines and most Asian countries. We have rice in this house every day. So I spend about $12K per month for rent. That's 12,000 Filipino pesos, not American money. But you can burn through money like nobody's business in the Philippines. A lot of people will go there on vacation, and it's what we call, weekend millionaires or tourist millionaires. They think, oh my God, it's so cheap. A lot of alcoholics live there because they don't want a real life, so they just sit in their condos or their apartments or their little houses and drink. So it depends on what you want. Why does it look interesting? So let me ask you, what is it that intrigues you about the Philippines? Is it you think it's really cheap? Do you think it's really beautiful? Or do you think the women are hot? What's the cheapest country to travel to? Well, I would have to say here, for your first time, go on a cruise and go to the Bahamas. That's cheap. You can go on a 4-day cruise to the Bahamas and back. You can go down to Mexico. Mexico's probably the cheapest, as long as they don't kill us, Brazil, Honduras. Cruises go all over the area. Go to one of those first, and it's cheap and safe. The women are cool. Ken, let's see. Ken says, wow, Tim. I just watched a few videos. Nice. We have a lot of videos on our channel. We do about traveling there, living there, immigration. I have a new series that I've been putting out called Living with a Filipina. Women are cool. Yes, pesos. I can answer that. Pesos. One bad part is we don't speak any. You don't need to speak Spanish. If you go on a cruise ship to Mexico, we don't speak Spanish. We don't have any problems. If we go to Honduras, we don't. We never had a problem. Don't worry about that. You don't got to speak. And that's kind of what I mean about cruise ships. They're a very safe way to go travel and explore without getting into anything, without having any headaches. It's very safe, easy, and cheap. Yes, Ken. So, but we love cruises. I would, if my wife didn't have to work, we would do a cruise every other month. And we would. We'd go on a cruise around the world. If we didn't have a dog, I'd go on one of those 90-day cruises. So we love cruises around the world. But my advice to you, just go travel a little bit. Don't go to Canada because Canada hates us now, which is okay because we don't like Canada anyway. We're going to buy Canada for $1 and then sell it back to them for 10 million. But no, just go to the Cayman Islands. We've gone to Aruba. Aruba's great. I loved Aruba. So just take a cruise before you go to the Philippines. There's a big difference is this. A lot of times, if you don't know what a developing nation and or what you call a third world country is, when you get off the plane in the Philippines, you kind of step off the plane, one, environmentally. The temperature's different, the air quality's different. You get off the plane from America, you get out of the airport and you go, holy shit. So it's a big adjustment. Craig is in the house. Get your feet wet on a cruise doesn't sound safe. Tim says, don't plan on going anywhere for cheap living without the ability to spend money for better. I agree. Look, I totally agree. I totally agree with that. Trying to live cheap is no quality of life. I think it's more important to use your money for quality of life, for travel, for experience. I really do. It's what I keep trying to convince my wife. We need to just buy a small house and then we could travel more. And we don't need a big house, even though I am, yes, still e-begging for somebody to give me money so I can buy my wife a beach house. But yeah, I agree with you. But we love going on cruises. Got to experience a lot of different culture without worrying about being killed or being lost, robbed, The quality of girls, yes, the girls in the Philippines are plentiful. I saw a video the other day where one of the female bloggers, one of the channels, were trying to convince people watching that finding a Filipino girlfriend is not as easy as everybody says. And I watched the video for a couple minutes and I went, why are you saying this? You're so incorrect. The bottom line is, if you want a Filipino girlfriend, just show up, be nice, explore, be nice, and you'll get plenty of options. So I don't know why she was trying to tell people it was hard to get a girlfriend. Now, if she was trying to say it's really hard to find a great quality level of a girlfriend, maybe she should have quantified that. But that's still not that hard either, compared to like America or Canada or other places, right? So if you want to go there for the women, go there for the women. A lot of men do. A lot of men go there just to drink their sorries away and have somebody take care of them. A lot of people go there so they can afford a yaya. I need a yaya. We all need yayas. I just can't afford one in America, but I think it's a good thing to do. Hello, Brother Craig. Good to see you from PAC. Craig, how's things in Australia these days? Has your gas coming down? Or is it going up? Has your reserves ran out? Thank you. Thank you there, we appreciate that. Kind words. Thank you for subscribing, liking, and sharing. Must be young. Well, not really. What I tell people about the Philippines, Tim, let me catch up on Tim. Sorry, Tim. Craig says, hello to you, Pat. I can afford renting a nice condo, but why spend the money? You don't need to spend. Don't spend money for bragging purposes. Boy, you got that right, or I call it peacocking, but yes. Why do that? Don't do that. I don't think you need to be young. What I encourage people to do is to be healthy when you go to the Philippines. I don't care if you're 80 years old. If you can walk and you're fairly healthy, you can enjoy the Philippines or other countries, not just the Philippines. But if you're all beat to hell like some of us, it's hard to live in a foreign country when you don't feel good, when you have health issues. So if you have a lot of health issues, very serious heart conditions, diabetes, breathing issues, then maybe the Philippines isn't for you. I only spend money on watches. Nice. I have a lot of watches myself. I do. I collect watches, tropical shirts, and hats, my friend. So I like watches. We got a good friend on here, Galactic Gaming from Europe, who has a watch store himself. He sent me a beautiful watch a while back. Pat says, yes, sir, you're right. I agree with Craig. $2.19 a liter for petrol, $2.49 for diesel. I filled up in the night. Ooh. So that's almost $5 a gallon. So you're paying California prices. It's less than $3 here. I know people think we're all dying in America because of Trump, but gas, I looked at the thing today, was $2.96 or 98. $2.96 or $2.98 a gallon. I'm 65. My girlfriend is 42. Woohoo! Sexy mama. See, even old guys like Tim can get hot chicks. Welcome to World War III. I don't think, I have a different philosophy on that. One, obviously, whether you like me or not, I very much approve Trump. I like anybody who pisses people off, and I like the fact that he pisses people off. But two, I think we're already at World War III, and I think we've been there for a very long time. I think we've been in World War III for a long time. We just don't, it's just not like a traditional war like World War II was. So I think we're in World War III, been in it. You like rocket technology, so you're a friend of Elon Musk? You're right to convert. So Elon Musk and I are buddies. I keep asking him to give me money and he keeps laughing at me. That's how I know he's buddy, because he laughs at my jokes. Only friends laugh at your jokes. And when I call Elon and say, Elon, come on, man, my wife just wants $5 million for a beach house, he just laughs up a storm, Then he never calls me back either. Maybe he's busy. Maybe Elon's just too busy to call me back, I like science and technology myself. I wish I could be one of the ones to go to the moon and explore it, but I'm too fat, I want that cyber cab. All right. I heard that Tim K's son died. Wow. Somebody was talking about it in YouTube. Wow. I know his wife, Chrissy, has been doing her YouTube channel a lot, and they're in America. So I didn't hear that, Pat. Her name's Chrissy K, I think, is what she goes by. I hope that's not true. I'm not a fan of, what's her name? I forgot her name already, damn. Chrissy, something like that, Chrissy K. Yeah, Chrissy K. 42,000 subscribers. There's nothing on her YouTube page. They're here in America. She said she's got, 6 months ago, there's a video that says, I went to America, my life got worse. Well, we can all relate to that. She was live streaming the other day how life has been for them. I don't think that's probably true, or at least it doesn't seem to be. You know, I really don't see that. You know, I don't know, Pat. I don't know if that's true or not. It could just been YouTube garbage. But who knows? Who knows? Could just be YouTube garbage. There's so much false stuff out there on YouTube. The only people that you can believe on YouTube is me. I'm it. The only channel that is true, because you know everything that happens on this channel is authentic. You can believe everything I say on this channel. Me and Craig and Tim and all of us, we're the truth tellers. Telling you, Craig, there's some new stuff coming out about extraterrestrials. Are you keeping up with this? I saw, and I got to get caught up on it. But there's been some new evidence, whether it's real evidence or not, about extraterrestrials in the last 2 weeks. How fancy is y'all watch collection? I stopped around. Well, it's not that fancy. No, man, you're rich. If you can drop $2,000 on a watch, you need to donate some money to my channel. Holy shit, so I can buy a watch. Holy crap and butt farts. You're dropping $2,000 on a watch? Jesus. Wow. Man. You're styling and profiling. You're way out of my league. Let's see, the watch I have sitting on my desk here. Where did it go? Here's a watch I wear when I go fishing a lot. Works great. Figure out how it works. I just wear a cheap Timex watch when I go fishing. This is my fishing watch. I wear mine. I rotate mine. I've set my watches up to go with my outfits. So I have a lot of tropical shirts, and I kind of rotate them around, and I have a bunch of different brands. I bought one for Christmas that I really like. I can't remember the brand, but I really like it. I think it was about $300. So I've never spent more than, and it was on clearance, maybe $200. Craig says, I'm not sure, worked the last 5 hours, tired me out. I did too, Craig. I worked all weekend. You saw it. Not used to that many days. Yeah, I know the Timex are carrying some really nice watches. I mean, they've upgraded their stuff. But I got, there's a lot of Citizen watches out there that are nice. I don't know how many I got, about 10 or 12 in my collection, maybe 14. I think I got 14 in my collection. But yes, my collection sits behind me. It's right there. I don't know if you can see it. I don't have a pointer. If I had a pointer, there's one of my boxes. If you can see it. See right there. See this pin cap right there on that bookshelf? And then my other, and then I got another little box right here that my Timex goes into. Oh, you guys can't see that. I do like wood watches. I got a watch for Christmas a while back. That's a true wood watch, which I think is very cool. So I'm kind of into the wood ones. I got a couple of wood watches. Citizens rock. Yeah, Citizens are cool. I like the blue face. I'm a blue face watch. I don't like silver watches, and I I'm more of a gentleman's watch. I like square or rectangular watches. So, but no, Craig, I need to Google that and see what's going on. I didn't get it all figured out, but supposedly there's something that is going on in the world of extraterrestrials. I'm going to have to get my research up on those. .42 millimeter is way too big. I don't like the big watches. I am not a giant watch guy. I don't like big, heavy watches. That's not my thing. My thing are smaller, lightweight watches. So that's what I like. I like what I consider to be more gentlemen's watches from the 40s, 50s, 60s, and 70s. I'm kind of into that style, mainly. But I do have some, like the True Wood watch I have, I think it is 40, and it's pretty heavy. I've seen that. The dude said there's 3 different alien races. Craig says, that's the real war. Yeah, yeah. Damn, what was that? And it was more than what Trump said about releasing the files. After Trump said they were going to release the files, there was somebody else that came out and said, okay, now that the government's going to be releasing the files, they're going to be start studying what can be released, that they were going to start talking about what they knew. And this is modern day guy, not the Bob Lazar guy. This is somebody, I guess, similar. What's his name, Lazar? Remember that guy, Craig? There's somebody out there now that's going to talk about things, or that is starting to talk about things. Tim, there's no sound? I wonder why. Let me come on. I wonder why. Oh, I got sound. You're missing the kernel. I wonder why. Oh, I got sound. Yes. I hope Tim has sounds. Can everybody hear me? I can hear me from over here on my side. Can you hear me? Alien, thinking of aliens, they're out my window. Pat says, I can. All right, Pat, good deal. So I need to get caught. There's so much stuff I need to do, but it's hard to get everything done when you're fat and lazy, right? I mean, I got a whole list of videos I need to make. I got some stuff for my wife I need to do. I got some stuff for me to do. I got some stuff I'm just fat and lazy. Tim says, I can hear you now. Now I can hear you. But it's kind of like, you got to get the damn energy. You got to get the motivation to get up and to do all this research and to make things happen. I mean, I agree with my wife. I'm going on a date with my wife on Saturday. I mean, that's a lot of work. I take vitamins. I take it, and that's a whole other big scamming issue. I take those. I have Premier protein shakes. I like them. I like the coffee flavored ones. So I'm with you, buddy. I mean, we're already there. Us old fat people are already there. I suck down vitamins every day and I have a protein drink every day. Man, I'm just lazy. Admit it. It's okay. But I am going on a date with my wife Saturday. She's making me. I mean, I'm honored to take her on a date. We're going to a tulip festival. I'm hoping to get some video or live stream or video of it, but they have a pretty strict photography policy, so I'm going to ask when I get there if they consider me a professional since I have a channel, or if I'm still just an amateur dirtbag. So, a lot of rules, but I'm hoping to make some video Saturday that you guys can check out these tulip place. So, but I sucked down a coffee flavored protein shake is what I like, and because I don't really like coffee. I'm a retired two-star AF general and is missing in New Mexico 60. Is that what it is? I'm retired, the general? Is it? Is that what I've been hearing a little bit about too? Let me Google it, Tim. I remember hearing a tiny bit about that. William McCaseland, retired Major General, has been missing since the 27th of February. Last seen at his home in New Mexico at Albuquerque. A silver alert due to his medical issues. I wonder I don't know what medical issues he has, but they said due to medical issues. "68 years old. I wonder now remember, I have a theory. One, that the extraterrestrials are eating the missing people. So maybe he got eaten by extraterrestrials. But more than likely, with his age and health, he wandered off and, got lost and died. Yo, America took over Venezuela with 20 men, boots on the ground, America. Yes, that was step number 1 to world oil dominance. Venezuela's. Now we're doing what we're doing. We did Panama Canal, which was first. Venezuela's, Cuba, Iran. In a few months, we will control all of the oil in the world. He was a specialist in GPS systems. Okay. But at 70 or 68 years old, if he was having dementia, it's pretty easy to get lost and just die and be. Old man probably playing war games, old vet, he was packing. Yes. America is shocked. I don't think so. I'm not shocked. Why do you think America is shocked due to the response? I'm not shocked. I expected the crazy people of Iran to fight to the death, to not give up, to surrender because of their religious beliefs. So I'm not really shocked by what's happening at all. I think we're trying to be careful not to kill innocent civilians that can take over the country. But I think there's more to come. And I don't think we'll put boots on the ground. 37 volleys from them, that's all right. We kind of knew they had a lot of stockpiles. And part of the goal is just to let them burn out, right? So what do? You get your enemy to shoot its wad, so to speak. So yeah, I don't know. No signs of dementia of other brain issues? Well, then he knew too much, Tim. He, now that Trump is going to release the files, he may be in those files and can explain a lot. So it's time for him to go bye-bye so that when the files come out, nobody can interpret them accurately. He did a 60-mile bike ride the day before. Need to look at who he was. Well, they said he had health issues in the news. So is the news kind of lying to us and telling us he has health issues so they can explain away why he went away? You know what I mean? War games, yeah. Rocket volleys from Iran, yes. We don't, and we shouldn't. We don't need boots on the ground. What we need is to get the Kurds more active, and I think they are. And we need to harm the locals. We need Iran just needs a civil war. It's time for them to have a civil war, and we all should support that. Yeah, we don't need boots on the ground anymore, period. You need butts in the seat to push the buttons, is all you need. Did you see the interview where Donald Trump was talking about, and I know he was joking, but he was talking about why they didn't capture some of the boats and take them or ships and compensate them and take them and use them in America. And he was joking about that. Why somebody asked why we didn't do that. One of the reporters asked, "Hey, why aren't we taking their Navy, their ships?" And he said, "Well, I kind of asked that question myself." And the leadership said, the military leaders said, "Well, it's more fun just to blow them out of the water." But it might, I don't know. I have to say, I don't think the Kurds need to get better, correct him. And I think that's happening. I think what we don't know is that we are probably arming the Kurds by the masses now. And the Kurds are getting organized. They're getting a game plan. And I got a feeling over the next few months, they're going to start to migrate their way. So, mostly freight boats and a couple bigger ships. So, but if they only had 100 and we killed 100, small drone carriers, which is good because you got to get rid of the drones. Drones are the modern day technology. I do like the fact that Ukraine is sharing what they've learned about drone technology with America to help against Iran. I think that's an interesting twist. How Ukraine is saying, hey, to the United States, we got your back, so to speak. Unlike Britain, the Navy's going to patrol from the ocean floor. They couldn't have much of a Navy. But what they got to do is they got to get them to blow their wads. So it's kind of like they went through their first level of artillery. Okay, boom, 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 boom. Okay, that's all destroyed now. Now they're coming up with their second string, the third string, the fourth string, until finally there is no more effort or ability to shoot. That's kind of where we're at, I think. And the other thing I think is really stupid by Iran, that Iran did, Iran should have never attacked the countries around them. I think that is going to backfire tremendously on them. They should have never, and they should not today, be bombing other countries. They shouldn't do it. I think all they're doing is making enemies, where people who didn't want to get in the fight are going to get in the fight. Yeah, they're making some of the best drones for military use, and they're sharing with the United States, which I think is smart on the Ukraine side in order to keep us active in their fight for independence. Now, here's the real question. Thank you all for the thumbs up if you haven't done that. How soon will we be able to go to Cuba and hang out on the beaches? That's what I want to know. How soon can we go to Cuba and hang out on the beaches? I bet you it'll be by the end of the year. The drone tech is cutting edge from Ukraine. We are all bleeding from our ears. Well, that's true. I agree with that. But we are going to Cuba. And I like Cuban food, man. Cuba has some good food. So I'm actually excited about the possibility of that becoming a tourist haven where you could go on a cruise ship to Cuba. You know, we can bring their island back up to standards. It could be, you know, kind of like Puerto Rico, you know, Jamaica. I think that's very exciting. I think it's smart militarily. We can never. You should never have your enemy in the back door. Period. Never. Or in this case, the tip of your Florida penis. Fresh cigars in Cuba, yes. But I look forward to the thought of taking a cruise ship to Cuba. I really do. I think, you know, it'd be nice. I think all the Cuban people, and I'll tell you this, because I've known, not a lot, but probably, God, a couple of hundred over the years, of people that are directly from Cuba and or the first generation born in American from Cuba. I like them. They're all good people. They have a lot of fun, a lot of energy. They cook a lot of damn good food. I love the music. Man, I'm all about it. Let's make Cuba like Puerto Rico, but we won't let Bad Bunny go do that. We'll keep Bad Bunny in Puerto Rico. So, but I think that's going to happen. I think it's going to happen by the end of the year. So, and I think that's one of the many dominoes that are in play globally now. Because what we have to understand, I think about the oil, Bad Bunny, you don't know who that is? You're lucky. You're lucky. I never knew who he was until he got selected to sing at the Super Bowl, which I chose not to watch. Because he told all of the Americans that they needed to learn Spanish. They had 10 months to learn Spanish or not watch his Super Bowl. So I don't know Spanish. I didn't watch the Super Bowl. But I think there's bigger things at play right now. Because you got to remember, where did the oil from Iran go? It went to Russia and China, right? So if China can't get their oil, they can't attack Taiwan. If Russia can't get their oil from Iran or whatever military, maybe they were getting military supplies. They were getting military supplies from Iran, then they can't beat up Ukraine. So I think there's so much at play. I speak Americanese. Nice, nice. I speak the language of love, love, love. So I think globally, there's a lot more going on than we know. There you go. No more reincarnation. I agree. War. The song War, yes. I don't think we're at war yet. I just think it's interesting what's going on. I think it's interesting that soda was a good song. I think it's interesting that soda's $3 plus a liter, a 2 liter here. Why did soda go up? When did it go up? I didn't notice how soda went up. Why and when did soda pop go up? We're not, you're right, Brother David. Yes, Cisco Kid. Soda. I need some soda. I feel like I have no energy. You switch to the flavor packs. I thought about getting one of those soda streams, but I don't like carbonation. That's why I drink the Lipton iced tea in a can, because there's no carbonation. But today, I feel like, man, if I had a big old glass of Coke, you're addicted. My wife is better now. My wife was a Coke junkie, but she's much better now. You're a Dr. Pepper person? I'm a pepper. You're a pepper. We're a pepper. Be a pepper. I'm more of a Pepsi person. I like Pepsi over Coke. And I like the mango Pepsi. If you haven't had mango Pepsi, you should try that. It's actually really good. But I need some energy once in a while. That one is a badass, yes. But I thought about getting the Soda Stream, but I just don't like carbonation. I'm not a carbonation person. And Tim is correct. The Soda Stream stuff is not cheap. But the little packets of stuff that you get to dump into your water is not that bad. I don't know how bad it is for you health-wise, but you know those little flavor packs? I don't like the little squishy thing, but I don't mind the flavor packs. But then again, I don't know how good they are for you. Get it freezer cold? Yes. I like Pepsi. My grandmother was a Pepsi drinker, by golly. Maybe she put that in my baby bottle, and now I'm prone to drink Pepsi versus Coke, because my granny was a Pepsi sucker downer, But I like Pepsi better. Coke has too much. It's almost like it has an acid fizz. When you open a Coke, it has like a sharp, acidy fizz to it. And I don't like that. But I still drink it. Because, a soda addict is a soda addict. I don't really care what it is. I'll have it. I'll take it. Pib, man, I haven't seen Pib in forever. They do, and that's what's bad. And that's why I quit. I thought they were tearing my stomach up years ago. But I don't know if they have a better alternative these days versus what there used to be. So I need a study to see if they got something that it's not so nasty chemically. But yeah, I used to use them a lot, and I got to the point where I thought they were tearing my stomach up. So I gave them up. That's why I just drink regular plain old fashioned brewed iced tea during the summer. Make a thing of sun tea, no sugar, no anything, just nicely, brewed tea over ice, and I'm a happy camper during the summer. Use real sugar instead. Yeah, I don't like sugar in tea, period. I like it bitter. Can't go wrong with a good sun tea. I agree. So that's what I do. I make sun tea, and I like that. Only during the summer, though, when I can put ice with it. That's kind of my thing. What, not super sweet, mild sweet? No sugar at all, man. Just plain old brewed tea. My wife can't stand it. She's like, what in the hell are you drinking this shit for? It tastes like, dead leaves. I'm like, well, it's kind of what it is. I do like hot tea, hot green tea with sugar or honey. But my iced tea, I prefer just boom. And here in a couple of weeks, I'll start making some. Once the weather gets to be in the 70s, I'll start making some. Especially if I can't find my Lipton brewed brisk iced tea at Walmart or Sam's anymore. If I truly have drinking the last can in the world, then there you go. Folgers Black Silk, no hot tea. Woo! So coffee. Yeah, I don't like the Southern sweet tea. And I'm smart enough to know that when I'm down south, when I order tea, I always say I want unsweet tea. So, otherwise they're going to bring you sweet tea. Or I order a lot of lemonade. I like lemonade. But I'm smart enough when I'm down south in Alabama and I say, can I have a tea? I say, I need a unsweet tea. And I get a dirty look, especially from older women, like I just pissed on Elvis Presley's grave or something by ordering just tea, non-sweet. And get some dirty looks. Like, man, what is wrong with you? You no bueno. You bad American. You horrible human being. You must be from the north. No, not really. I'm from right here. I just like to have no sugar in it. You know? What if you're diabetic? You know, old lady, you put me in a diabetic coma, you bitch. You know? Shun non-believer. There you go, man. There you go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's almost 9:30 here, about 9:20. I think, how dare you, Tim? How dare you? I think it's time for me to wind this live stream down. Maybe I'll have some tea. Maybe I'll make some tea tonight. I don't know. But I appreciate all you guys being here. I'm sure I will be live tomorrow, approximately the same time. So thank you all for being here. Pat, Tim, everybody's still in the house. Craig is resting because he's been busy working. So Craig, I'm good to see you. Take it easy, man. Just rest up and we'll catch up soon. So everybody take care. We appreciate you. And get ready to watch for the sexy video, my sexy video. I got a sexy video coming out, boys and girls. Better be ready. Desi, we appreciate you once again. Take care, everybody.